Hey everyone, Soundwave8084. In this review, take a look at Transformers Age of the Primes, Deluxe Class, Combaticon, Blast Off, number 2 of 5 to form Bruticus, and yes, we have got a reveal of Bruticus and Swindle this past week, right before I filmed this review here for Blast Off. And there's been a lot of talk online about Bruticus being squat, his proportions off, he's short. You know, I even said he's squat. Is based on the legs, but I think it's pretty close. I mean, even his animation model, which they're sort of going for here, was pretty squat. I always thought he looked short. This way they drew him up for the model, he just looked squat already. I think in hand, it's something that's going to be a lot better in hand, and maybe some upgrades just to lengthen his legs slightly would help out a lot with the overall look of the figure. But overall, I think he looks alright. I'll talk more about that in another video. That's a whole other video I was going to make, and I'll make that one soon. This review, take a look at Blast Off, and this is his box right here. Just got him in from cmdstore.com. Decent artwork here on the side. Shuttle mode, bot mode, like I said, 2 of 5. Get the Bruticus here on this. 17 steps, going to get you all the way around. Very simplistic transformation, very much like Combiner Wars or other the Aerobots, other figures we've already dealt with here in the combining stages and the Legacy and all this with Stunticons and the Aerobots. You got the Primes here on the side, and I do want to say they did change up some of the stuff from the previous Age of the Primes line, Wave 2 to Wave 3. They have added, taken away some paper, added some plastic. We'll show that off real quick. So even here with Wavemate Quintus Prime, the boxes are slightly different. When you turn to the side, we get different primes on the side. And it is the same for Quick Strike and Jalopy. They have this image here on the side, whereas Sure Shot and Blast Off have this image on the side. So that is a difference there. And bringing in, this is Fireflight. He's got the different image on the other side of like the pool going on there. But they also changed up the boxes and how they're done. With this one, we had the cardboard flaps up here to hang them on the pegs, whereas this series here has the plastic flaps. Also on the inside, instead of having the paper tissue that all your accessories are wrapped in, nope, they have now decided to do it all in plastic. Screw the earth. We're all gonna die. Is the box here for Blast Off. I know it went on for a few minutes doing some comparisons of the packaging, but let's get to the figure. Alright, so here is Blast Off, and I gotta say I am very excited for this figure. I haven't been this giddy over Transformers in a long time getting these guys in. I've opened Blast Off and I've opened Sure Shot, and now I found myself actually laughing, smiling, and having a good time until part of Sure Shots. We'll get into the Sure Shot video. This is Blast Off going after the animation model look here, more so than the toy look. Done decently well here in the robot mode. Going really good for the animation model. So we'll put him here. I'll put the animation model up so you can see the comparisons here. It's pretty dang close. Not perfection, but you're never going to get perfection out of that anyway, because animation can cheat stuff. So looking at the figure, maybe they added like the wheels here that's on the figure, on the animation model and stuff. Coming up to the chest, nice purple paint here, just at the con insignia there. And the head is very close. We'll do that as well, show a comparison there. I really like that. They got the pink or purplish color there. I don't know, pink, purple, whatever it is. Above the eyes, some people think it is the eyes. Now in the original G1 toy, like his whole eye band was just painted like a sloppy pink color. And I guess when they did the animation, they just screwed all the model up. Come down the legs, got the brown. You can see where they use the other types of plastic, like here in the thighs, the browns change colors. So you see on the video, the browns are different colors. In hand, the browns are different colors. Probably not as bad as you've seen on camera, though, but you will notice it in hand. You got the purple down here on the feet for like the thrusters. Turn the back side. You see where the shuttle. You got that gigantic Decepticon insignia there. Someone said it looks like it's crying. I saw online, and now I can't unsee it. So now you have to see it and can't unsee it too. The only thing that really bothers me on the figure in robot mode are the hands. That's the only thing that really bothers me. This looks like they're backwards. Like this should be here and that should be there. But it's just the way they are. No complaints. Otherwise, articulation real fast on the figure. Full splits. Good kick forward, a good kick back, almost 90. You're a little short of that there. Thigh swivels, ankle tilts. This rocks back and forth. Shoulders, full T-pose, rotation there. Bicep swivels, slightly more. I think, Yeah, 90 degrees. This looks like it was more. It's not. So you get the wrist swivels because of transformation here. We do get a 360 in the waist. In the head, there's no up. There's a slight down. No wobble. And 360 all the way around. That's because he has his face on the back. Hi, how you doing? Gosh, guys. Yeah, so I'm not going to see this face either. It's a face with a crown. It's like a little king. So that's your articulation there on Blast Off. And he does come with 2 blasters. Both the same. Brown plastic. Matches your figure. Our blast effect compatible, has little nipples. They're very small though, so it's very easy to knock the blast effect off. And you can store it. You can hold it in his hands. You can store them down here on his wings in robot mode if you don't want to have them there. Also, you can put them on his arms, a la Swindle, Megatron, Galvatron, whoever else. You can carry it that way, or just plop the sucker into the hands. And to the back side, there's no storage in the back there or anything. So that is Blast Off. And we're going to jump this into some comparisons here. Alright, so I'm bringing in Vortex. Vortex looked really good. I was like, I love the looks on Vortex. Things about him that bothered me. I had actually reviewed this figure. It's just this stuff on the underside of the arms, which you can remove in robot mode if you don't want them there. But it does make the hands look a little wonky. So as his comparison with Blast Off, yes, I have the blades all the way out. You can compress them down if you want to. Blast Off is slightly taller than Vortex, as you can see here. Now we're going to bring in the Unite Warriors. This is the Blast Off that came in Japan from Takara that Hasbro eventually released in part of the Prime Wars trilogy boxes you could get, that you could replace your Combiner Wars Blast Off with. And to get him more animation-like, you would flip him around and use this part as his chest. And by doing so, you just take the mushroom pegs off the arms and flop the arms around and turn him to face the other way. Now, you do him this way, and he actually has a... I'm not going to turn the arms off, but you just pop them off. And you would turn this around like that. That here will give him his toy look. So comparing with a G1 toy here, a picture of an inline. I'm not going to go dig mine on the shelf and take it off. I've actually done cartoon stickers on mine anyway. So you can see this actually resembles the G1 toy look of Blast Off. So in my Yellowwing Siege Megatron, so you can get a look of scale with the height of a Voyager class figure. Alright, so let's transform Blast Off into his robot mode. If you don't want to see that, I'll put a timestamp down here where you can jump ahead. And like I said, transformation is very simplistic. What we're going to do first is we're going to take his arms. We're going to bring them out from here. Bring this up. I found the easiest way to do that is to grab him by the shoulder. Keep it tight there. You don't want to put too much pressure here because you might break the arm. Keep it here. And you can pop that out very easily. Bring this up. And then you're going to turn his hands to face like this. And then you're going to come to the back side. Bring this down. Take his face. Now, this snaps in pretty good. And to get it out, I had trouble the first time. I actually had to use something to pop it out. Now we're going to take his arms here. We're going to turn them like this. You can see a peg or a tab slot. We're going to now close this over the head. Where we close the head in. All this is going to tab together up here. That, and this is going to come down. And these little peg things are going to lock in up here. So bring that up, down. Bring it around. 86 bottles of beer on the wall. Sorry. Come down here to the legs. We want to bring these out and down. Out and down. And the legs are just going to compress around here. And when you do all this, you're going to get them up here. Bring this wing up. Fin. This actually comes separate in the package. Take it out. It just pegs in with a peg right there. I'm going to tap the legs together. And tap into the body. Then you bring these up. Close it back. That. Flatten those out. Bring your wings down. And voila. You have transformed Blast Off into his jet mode. Now there is a landing gear in the middle. One of these. Just catch it right underneath. Right above the Decepticon insignia. Bring it down all the way. The wheel is molded, does not roll because you have the molded ones here. And you take his weapons right under the wings we go. And this is Blast Off in his shuttle mode. Get that to stay down. So, Looks pretty good. Like I said, huge crying Decepticon insignia there. Get 2 more on the wings. Backside, pick blast effects. Go on the top, and they can also go in the bottom. So all 4 are blast effect compatible. And like I said, no wheels, so he's just going to scoot about. Alright, here we go. Comparison with the Unite Warriors, or it's really the Prime Wars Blast Off based on the Unite Warriors mold. Different color scheme though. So this is a comparison here. Both make shuttle modes. This one does that a lot better than this one did. Turn aside. So that one, this one also though, if you do have this one, you have blast effects now. It does support it in the back, in the booties. But yeah, overall, I think the Age of the Primes does Blast Off justice. Does that a lot better. Not really too much to show. You have the striping and the brown. The wings, kind of funky. They do want to droop a little bit, especially this one on this side. So that's probably my only negative here in shuttle mode. I would say lack of wheels, but nowadays I'm accustomed to that. You know, if it was back in the 80s, they would put wheels, but the transformation, everything would have been a lot simpler on these guys. Final thoughts here on Blast Off. He's a definite recommend. Even if you don't like to look at the combined mode of Bruticus, I think they're nailing the individual figures pretty dang well. Vortex was great. Blast Off is, I think, even better than Vortex. As of right now, things could change. First look at Brawl. He looks good. People complain about the screw in his chest. I don't have him in. But, I mean, overall, I mean, he's got to go somewhere. I don't really care too much about some of that, as long as it's not, you know, really, really bad. But Brawl looks to be looking good. Onslaught looks excellent, except for, like, the feet. And that's the same way with, like, Silverbolt. But in hand, it's not as bad. Pictures make things stand out. When you get it in hand, it's easier to overlook and see the full picture of something. When in pictures, though, you're overanalyzing things. So far, they all look to be done really well. Swindle looks pretty good in robot mode. G mode, I'm not too sold on yet, but it's a far away picture on a big screen. I have to see more of that. Blast Off, definitely recommend. I think this is going to be a great set. I've grown to love the Combaticons even more as I've gotten older. They weren't always my favorite combiner team. That was the Stunticons and Minosaur. But as I've gotten older, Combaticons and Bruticus have sort of slid up the ranks here as some of my favorite combiners and combiner characters. Anyway, thanks for watching this review. Until the next one, peace out.